Hi guys, welcome back. It's another bar workout here for you today, and this time we are doing a 30-minute circuit to totally target the booty. So for this workout, you will need a chair or bar, something for a bit of balance, as well as a small Pilates ball. So if you have those things, grab them and get ready to burn. Hey guys, we're back today and we're doing another bar workout. They keep coming hard and fast, and this one we are going to be targeting the glutes. So if you are ready, you do need a ball for this one. That's going to be it. Well, and something for a little bit of balance and some pretty good glute endurance is what I would say. So we're gonna start with a quick warm up here. I want you to just bring feet about shoulder distance apart, toes just tracking forward. We're gonna do hands behind the nape of the neck. Here comes Luna, elbows wide, and you're just gonna take a little good morning here. So you're folding from the hips, let the knees soften just to let the hips shift back, keep a flat back there. Squeeze the butt to come back up. We've got 1 minute here. Here we go. So little fold, and squeeze butt to come up. So don't think about just lowering and lifting the torso, because if you do that, you're really just going to be using the joints to do that motion. So really think of shifting hips back, squeezing them forward again. We've got the cat circus in attendance. Here's Layla. Bye, Layla. Layla's just left a clump of fur behind. Layla's already done some great work today. She hunted a giant moth. She was going to eat it as well, but we stopped her from eating it. And instead we gave her some cat treats as a reward for her excellent work. But she had that sucker dangling from her mouth. She sure wanted to eat it. One more here. And then we're just going to go straight into an alternating rear lunge. So you can step the foot, find the position first, drop down, and then single motion back up. So first find the position, drop down. As you step back, just make sure that the toes are not rotating out to the side. So it should be straight back, toes stay pointing forward. Otherwise, the hips are going to spin out. It's going to start to spin out the knee, which is not happy times for the knee. And yeah, you're not gonna get the glute work that we want from it. Keep back nice and straight. So whichever side is in front, whichever side is stabilizing, squeeze that glute nice and tight, keeping it tucked underneath so the hips are not collapsing. Whatever you wanna do with your arms here is fine. You could have hands on the hips. Do one more here. Good, and then bring feet back to about shoulder distance. We're just going to come down, touch the floor, reach all the way up, releve at the top. Whoop, lost that first one a little bit. So chest will always stay above the line of the hips. Do not fold the back. So if you can't quite touch all the way to the floor without curling the back, then just don't touch all the way down. Squeeze the butt tight at the top. My hip is popping on these. That's fun. That's because I just got up. So this is really my first movement for the day. Haven't had a chance to shake everything loose till now. Hopefully it's gonna stop popping soon. I don't know if you guys can even hear it. Oh, feel like maybe you can. Just keeps going. Few more here. And last one. There we go. All right, that is our warm up. Should be feeling warm. And now we're going to get into it. So it is kind of a circuit style. We're going to do 2 rounds of the circuit, but they won't be identical. So first round, frog in my throat. First round is going to be slightly easier. Second round is going to be a little bit amped up. So just so you have been warned. First thing we're gonna start with here though. Feet nice and wide, toes tracking out. Classic plie squat, tacking butt under, and then squeezing the butt to come back up. 1 minute here in 3, 2, 1. And again, I don't really mind with this one what you wanna do with the arms, because that's just not the focus of this workout. You can find a different workout for that. I'll actually have a bar arms workout going up this Thursday, and I have other bar arms workouts already up and other upper body extravaganzas. So if you want to focus some upper body after this, you can definitely do that. Make sure you're keeping butt tucked under. So I say this every time, but it's just a good reminder. Imagine you're just sliding your back down a wall. So every part of your back should be in contact with that wall. We're not just sliding the butt while the torso tilts forward. That's not the move. And don't think of the knees straightening to come up. Think of squeezing the butt to come up. Last one there. Okay, you're gonna go ahead now and turn in to face your chair or bar. And we're just gonna be stepping a foot back into a lunge. But that's not all. We're gonna be up in a releve. So left heel's lifted, we're gonna be stepping back with the right foot. You're gonna drop to lunge and touch in. And in fact, let's stay low on that touch in. So we're gonna go here, drop back to lunge. That's gonna be it. 1 minute here in 3, 2, 1. So right foot goes back, drop down, touch in. You are fully committing to that lunge. So weight will be even between both legs in that lunge. So note, back is totally straight here, even between both legs, and then it'll tilt forward a little bit as we come forward into kind of that squat position, because we're keeping a bit of a bend in the leg. Okay, and I'm already feeling it, not gonna lie, feeling that calf as well. But we have got this. It's all under control. Same as when we did those rear lunges in the warm-up, make sure that toes are staying pointed forward as you step back. So don't spin out to the right. It's natural for the foot to want to do that. One more here. There we go. All right. 2 things down. You're gonna take the ball now. This is where we add this in. Ball is gonna come behind the right knee. Give it a nice tight squeeze. I recommend flexing the right foot. It just tends to give a stronger hold. You're slightly back from your chair here. Bend left knee slightly, tilt at the hips. So it's a little bit of a tilt forward. Keeping hips, square that chair, lower back flat, navel in tight. We're just gonna push back and we're just pulsing it here. We've got actually 3 things here, which we're gonna do back to back to back. No gap in between, but starting with that pulse in 3, 2, 1. So, a little push, push. So don't use hips or back to lift. I'm gonna show you one just to show you the difference. Boom. That was very exaggerated, but yeah, basically the line of the hips should not change. You wanna think of pushing that left hip underneath over to the right, so you're staying directly over it. That alone is going to reduce the range of motion, but it's not about the range of motion with this one. It's about tapping into that relatively small area and staying just in that small area, engaging, squeezing. This first one I think is not so bad. I don't know. You can let me know how you feel. And if you guys ever feel like 1 minute is just like way too much with these, what you can do is just do 40 seconds or 45 seconds or however long you want, but keep it consistent. Keep this next one back and we're gonna squeeze in on the ball. So yeah, choose a different time, keep it consistent, and then essentially you'll have a little break. So if we're doing like 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, like with this a little bit, right in a row, you could just do 40 seconds, 20-second rest, 40 seconds, 20-second rest. So starting up still with me, but just giving yourself a little bit of a breather in there. So easy thing to do. Still keeping hips square here. Keep that knee back. Don't let it migrate down. Ooh, now it burns. And I have to admit, when we do these series with the ball, I would say above everything else, more so than when I even use weights, this is what I tend to feel for, I don't know, 2 to 3 days after when we do the ball behind the knee. It just really speaks to that hamstring. really speaks to it. One more here, keep that squeeze, keep knee back, and on the standing leg, we're just going to pulse. So it's basically like a single leg, plie pulse. Keep tucking that glute and hip underneath. Oh, can you believe that we have a second round? Well, and before we even get to the second round of the circuit, we've got a second side. Still keeping hips square. When in doubt, squeeze navel in tighter. Just keep these small, keep them controlled, keep them slow. The faster you go with these, the more likely it's going to be just in the knee and hip. If it gets really bouncy, that's going to be a lot more joint based. So just keep them slow. Really, really focus on engaging the muscle each time. We're almost done with this side. This is 3 out of 3. Round 1, left side. All right, last one there, and woof, release. Okay, so you should be feeling both sides there, right? Because we had the right side active, pushing back, but then also we had the weight in this left side, and actually the left side was active in the last one. Okay, switching sides here. So put the ball back down for a second. We're back into that rear lunge first. So pop up both heels, left leg steps back in 3, 2, 1. So back to the lunge. Now my ankle's popping. This is me in the morning. Stop popping. It doesn't hurt. So yeah, if you guys are also poppy, you know, it doesn't really ever hurt. If anything, it's kind of a satisfying feeling. But the repeated pops do get a bit annoying. Ooh, that right side is shaky. We've got this. Such a burner, this one. I would say, as my bar workouts go, I don't know, probably by the end of this will be a slightly more advanced one. But again, you can tailor it to your level. One more here by just changing the times. All right, there we go. Release for a second. Grab that ball again. Ball this time behind the left knee. Squeeze it in tight. Come to that same position here. Right foot tracking forward. Soft bend the knee. Push right hip underneath. We're pulsing to the rear first in 3, 2, 1. Now, I do always find it a little bit easier with the right side supporting, but I also find it a little bit harder holding that ball in place with the left. So, you know, you can't have everything. You win some, you lose some. If you're ever in doubt, if you ever feel this going into the lower back and you feel like the hips are swaying, lower back is hollowing out, just come up a little bit straighter. Make it even smaller. Because the smaller you make that angle there, typically the easier it's gonna be to keep everything straight, keep everything in alignment. And hopefully you guys can't hear the sound of planes in the background. As I'm filming this, tomorrow is a national holiday in Spain, and it's the one every year where they send like all of the like big jets over. So they're practicing for that. It's quite loud. Keep it back here, squeeze in on the ball. Every year I'm like, oh, that's coming again. Because it's like you'll be out and about and then all of a sudden it's quite like alarming, really, because it's just loud planes flying overhead. And I remember like, oh, okay, it's almost October 12th. Keep pushing right hip under, so hips stay level. Breathe through it. Just tell yourself a few more. Keep pushing that left knee back. Just bear with. I know it's not comfortable, but it's good for you. It's good for you in the long run. Glutes are such an important area to work. I tell people this all the time because I think, you know, often we're thinking like, well, aesthetics, like I like to work the glutes for that reason, which is fine, you know, of course. Last one here, keep it back, and then standing leg, little plie pulse. Keep the weight in that standing leg, not too much weight in your bar/chair. But yeah, beyond the aesthetics of working the glutes, they're one of the areas that is most going to support the lower back. So if you want to avoid lower back pain, you definitely want to be working on glutes. And I feel like, don't we all want to avoid lower back pain? The other areas that I recommend working to really support the lower back are lower abs and, believe it or not, inner thighs. So all around, bar is a good workout for supporting lower back, as long as you're doing things correctly and in alignment. Last several seconds here. We're just about there. 3, 2, 1. Good. Woof. Release that ball. Wow. Okay. Give everything a little shake out. We've got one more thing in this round. It's not bad at all. It's really just a reset. If anything, you're gonna step a little bit farther back, feet about hip distance apart, toes just tracking forward, kind of flat back folding over so that we can really push the butt back without like, woo, tipping over. And we're just gonna pulse it there, pushing through the heels, squeezing the butt like you're holding 500 euro or whatever currency you want in there. In 3, 2, 1. So nice and low, back flat, navel pulling into spine. Think of doing a bit of a tuck under as well. So if you're feeling like a whole lot of lower back, probably you're popping it up. So do a little mini tuck there. So abs are in tight, just doing that little tuck. It's like a little comma under the tailbone. You're automatically gonna feel the glutes more. So you shouldn't be feeling this in the front of the legs, maybe a tiny bit, but you shouldn't even be able to tell over the feeling in the butt. I like to do a little lift of the toes on this one as well, just to push more weight back. Keep knees open over the toes, don't let them drop together. Last little push here, and then we'll be done with round 1. There we go. All right. Okay, round 1, done. It's only 2 rounds. It's only 2 rounds. But second round, as I warned you, is gonna be a little bit harder. So give yourself a little breather, take a moment, prepare yourself mentally. We start back in that plie squat. This time we're staying down in it and we're pulsing. So second round is gonna involve a little bit more pulsing and a little bit more of heel being up. There you go. So that's a little spoiler for you. All right, coming into that plie squat in 3, 2, 1. Dropping nice and low. Use your chair bar a little bit for this one as well. And again, with these pulses, we never want pulses to be bouncy. So make sure every movement you're taking here, it's all coming from the glutes. It's all coming from muscles. None of it is just like, ooh, stretch up, push down, stretch up, push down. Where it's coming from the knees, it's all coming from the muscles. So just keep that in mind, nice and controlled, legs pushing wide, beautiful posture. You can always squeeze the butt tighter on these. I always tell people, like, there's not really a limit to this. You can always tuck under more. You can always press legs wider. Don't ever feel like you've mastered these. You know, I never feel like I've mastered anything. It's always just like still a work in progress with everything. Here's 3, 2, 1. There we go. Not a bad start with that one, I feel like. Okay, so with that lunge, left foot stays forward, heel's gonna be lifted, right foot's going back. We're gonna stay down in the lunge and we're gonna pulse it here. Don't go too low because we don't wanna, again, get into the knees. And then again, just make sure you're tucking that hip under to keep the hips level. You can also think of it as slightly lifting the hip of the leg that's in back so that we don't collapse out. So do not let the butt swing to this side. 1 minute here in 3, 2, 1. So staying right over that left glute. So you kind of have to do a big pinch of the right glute as well to kind of pull it up. And if you imagine that you're in like a little box, which if you're on a mat right now, you didn't have to be, but if you're on a mat like I am, you are in a box. So naturally, the left hip and glute want to go to that rear left corner, we want to push the exact opposite direction toward the front right. So I'm tucking that corner toward the front right. And that's what's going to keep the hips level here. So nice and slow and controlled. You will get a bit of the right quad on this one as well. If you tilt forward a little bit more, it'll send it more glutey. But actually for now, I think it's kind of a nice break for the glute because we do sort of know what's coming up next. It was hard enough the first time without adding another level to it. All right, go ahead, release. There we go. All right, level 2, we keep heel lifted on the standing leg. Of course, you always have the option, if you want to keep that heel down, do a second round, same as the first, no worries at all. Like I say, it's still quite a challenge. I'm somewhat dreading these, but I'm here doing it with you guys. So we roll up, still the same 3 things. So in 3, 2, 1, pushing it back. Abs in tight. So keep these pretty small. Less is more. It's always easy for me to tell, like if I'm in a group class or something, it's easy for me to tell the people who are actually working the hardest, and they're the ones often where I see the least amount of movement. The least amount of movement, just a lot of concentration and shaking. Because notice, if I go here, boom, 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 I can't even find the muscles to do that work. Because I'm moving so fast, I'm moving from the joints, I'm using momentum, it becomes a completely different beast. So keep these small, focus on the control. Less is more. Whew, 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 whew. It actually doesn't feel as bad as I thought it would this round. We're early in the round though, so who knows? Keep next one back, squeeze in on that ball. This could be where it all changes. It's the ball squeezes that really get me, not gonna lie. It just murders that hamstring. Oh my God. So yeah, if you're feeling that kind of crampy feeling in the back of the right leg, that's your hamstring. That just means it's activated. It's doing what it needs to be doing. Just trust that. Keep pushing through it. You can, you absolutely can. It's just kind of like a mental game. Stay focused. And when in doubt, squeeze the abs tighter, always. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, just one more thing on this side after this one. And there are no more rounds after this, it's just 2 rounds. Last one here, keep it up, standing leg. I'm sorry about this. I'm really sorry about this. So this is one that should be quite shaky. With the heel up, you are again gonna get a little bit more of the quad as well. But keep tucking that glute under. Stay focused, keep pushing back with the right. So don't let that right just come and dangle down here. It's not the same thing anymore. You gotta keep it engaged. So you're holding it there. It stays active. All right, after this, we are done with this side, which is really excellent news for you and me both. The cats didn't even want to hang around for this one. I don't know. A couple on the climber, just on the other side of the camera. They just got a new climber. Exciting times. And go ahead, release. Oh, okay. You know what? It feels good to be done, fully done with one side. Alrighty. We've got 4 minutes here on the other side. So starting from those lunges, not feeling too bad. Not feeling too bad. All right, so heels up. We're stepped back, we stay in lunge, we just pulse it out in 3, 2, 1. So left foot goes back, tucking right glute under. So again, we're doing a little bit of a lift and squeeze of the left glute here. With the right, where does it want to go? To that right rear corner. So we're going to tuck under, push toward left front. And that's how we're going to keep it in alignment. When you do that, you're automatically going to notice more engagement of the glutes. So often I'll hear people say like, oh, I'm not feeling the glutes that much in this one. Like I'm feeling other things, but I'm not feeling the glutes. Try that strategy. The glutes, it's just an area where you really have to actively engage it. They won't really play on their own. They require a bit of coaxing to do the thing. So you gotta kind of like stay on them. Tell them what's what. They will do it. And release. All right, okay, here we go. Here's the hard bit. So, ball behind left knee, tight squeeze, little tilt from the hips. You could do it straight or up again if you want. Right heel comes up if you did on the first side. We're pushing back in 3, 2, 1. So, little pushes back. Again, hips staying level. So, if you're feeling yourself collapse in the hips, just think about pushing that right hip directly underneath you. Don't let it go off to the side. And again, just keep these small. So you should be able to find a little shake in that muscle every single time. And to some extent, you should be staying within that shake, not releasing out of it. A true pulse stays in that engaged zone the whole time. That's the difference. So yeah, that's where it is going to be quite small, because if it's big, it means you're probably just leaving that zone, which is not what we want to do. Almost finished with this first one. One step closer. All right, keep it back. We squeeze in on the ball. You guys like your bar workouts. And I know, because I always get requests for more advanced ones, so here you are. You asked for it. Don't shoot the messenger. Whew. I do enjoy these advanced ones though, because they do kind of feel a bit meditative. They will take your mind off of just about anything else, because you've really got to be here. You got to be focused with it. There's just no time, no space for anything else to be going through your head in this moment. Almost finished with these squeezes, and that's the mother of them all. Hold the squeeze, keep leg back, standing leg. Oh, little pulses. So again, don't put too much weight here in your bar or chair. Really keep that weight in the standing leg. Keep left glute engaged, pushing back, abs in tight. We are in the home stretch. So you should be feeling good. You should be feeling proud of yourself. You're still here, hanging in here. So however you need to do it as best you can. If you're taking breaks, again, that's fine. If you've made it this far, then that is a big achievement. And you can always come back to it as you get stronger. Woo-wee. Last few seconds here. So close, so close. And release. There we go. All right, we are officially done with the ball. One last thing here, but again, not even like a really bad thing. Again, we're gonna step back here. Sort of a reset, feet hip distance, toes turning forward. We're gonna lift the heels this time, push butt back, navel into spine, 1 minute pulsing in 3, 2, 1. Basically our final minute here. And then after this, we'll stretch it out, but hard stuff will be done. So don't worry about going really, really low on these. Again, it's not about the range of motion. We want to keep it small and we want to focus the energy in the glutes. So you can engage your glutes just standing up straight if you're really focusing the energy there. So yeah, don't feel like lower is necessarily better. Just stay with it. Find that shake. Keep it nice and controlled. ride it out. Last 10 seconds. Legs are gonna feel great. So yeah, with the glutes, you do get a bit of legs too. Go ahead and release. Oh yes, there we go. Give the legs a little shake out. Oh, I don't even know how to release that feeling. And like I said, it's probably gonna come back to haunt you tomorrow, the next day. All right, let's give it a bit of a stretch out here. So standing pigeon, just cross one ankle over opposite knee, press that knee wide, and you're just gonna sit back into it. If you want, you can pick it all the way up here if that feels okay for the knee and for the hips. And then whichever leg you have up currently, you're just gonna kick that leg out in front of you, heel down, toes up, bend standing leg, and reach forward here. Nice little hamstring stretch. And go ahead, slowly bring it up. We'll switch sides. So crossing ankle over knee. I'm still popping. Everything's popping now. My ankles, my knees, oh my God. I'm very poppy. I am a very poppy person. Again, you can lift it up here if you want. Some of those cracks and pops though, I have to say 10 out of 10, they feel great. And then bring foot forward, heel down, toes up. The one that I always love to like revisit is like the sternum pop. Oh my God, there's no better feeling in the world, I swear. It is fantastic. Slowly bring it up, and then feet just hip distance apart here. Slowly roll down, softening the knees as much as you need to, but if you can keep them straight, keep them straight. Planting the hands, let the head just hang. And we're gonna bend both knees. Inhale on the exhale. See if you can extend. Again, inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Might need to do these a little bit over the next couple days as well. Last one there. Bend the knees and slowly roll up. So yeah, hamstrings are gonna be feeling that as well, especially with the use of the ball, but that's really just your butt shelf. So all good. All right, we made it through that one, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel the burn tomorrow, the next day. If not, come back and do this one again. If you enjoy seeing these kind of harder bar workouts, hit that like button down below to let me know. Of course, if you have not already, please do hit the subscribe button to come back for more bar, Pilates, all the fun stuff. And let me know down below in the comment section your favorite body part to target. And I can film some more workouts for that. I will see you guys back here soon. Bye!